if you could you like summarize in one word like what orchestra and like conducting meant to you?
Beauty. In fact, you can go to YouTube and Google feather hammer drop, and the feather hammer drop is being performed by an astronaut on the moon. Takes a feather and a hammer, releases them, and they both accelerate at the exact same rate. The moon has, of course, no atmosphere. The joy of creating emotion and hopefully even truth in others through having 100 trained musicians transfer black dots on paper to raw emotion and truth in an audience, that to me is very thrilling.
From an early age, Mr. Hunter loved music. Because of that, he found his love for conducting, something he says he would have done if it weren't such an incredibly risky career choice.
I walked into the band room and asked the band teacher about mid-year, I'd rather take this than Spanish. Have you got an instrument for me? And he said, yeah, you look like a trombone player. And he handed me one and I started practicing. Years later in high school, my grandparents came down from New York and I was in the high school band playing a trombone solo and a small piece of music. And unbeknownst to me, according to my mom, my grandmother burst into tears. What I didn't know was that her father had been a trombonist as well, a professional trombonist, in addition to being a master plumber in the town that he grew up. And so when she heard me play the trombone solo, it evoked images of her youth listening to her father play trombone. So I had no idea that that connection existed in my family. But I knew that once I started playing trombone, I enjoyed it. So whether it's fate, a lucky accident, or however you want to consider it, once I started playing trombone and being part of a band and an orchestra, it was something that I felt was very enjoyable to me and continue trying to get better at and do.
Signing off Firebird TV, my name is Richard Weber. Now back to your anchors.